Hey guys, what's going on? Megan here. Water is the most anabolic substance after gear, of course. And I never thought I'd have to make this video, but you'd be amazed at how many people still don't understand how important water is. Not just from friends, families, clients, you name it. Water and sleep are the two things that I don't play with. You hear me say this over and over again. But water, for some reason, people think water is optional. Or most people think they're getting enough water. When the fact is, 75 to 85% of people are dehydrated. Right? And people think dehydration it has to be something like, oh, I was in the desert for 3 days and shit. No, you could be dehydrated just from a workout or from not drinking enough water over a 2 day time period. But anyway, I'm going to prove to you guys why water is the most anabolic substance. Oh, and bodybuilder of the day is, as you can clearly see, Lee Haney, 8 times Mr. Olympia, one of the greatest ever. All right, so first of all, muscle is water, right? You need to understand this. If you're in this game to build muscle, you got to understand that. Muscle is water, right? 75% of your muscle is made out of water, right? It's not 75% protein, it's 75% water. And your body cannot make water, right? So if you're trying to put muscle on, you're trying to get swole, you got to understand that that water has to come from somewhere, right? That's why I keep telling you guys, it's not optional. And again, you can see the stats. Brain, 75% water. Your blood is 80% water. Your heart is 80% water. Your liver is 85% water. Your kidneys, 80% water. Your lungs are 80% water. You are water. Next, protein synthesis. The anabolic switch that turns protein synthesis on. Obviously, you guys know mTOR. I make almost every other videos about mTOR, right? It's sensitive to hydration, cell hydration. So when you are just mildly dehydrated, mTOR is blunted, right? So you cannot maximize protein synthesis without being fully hydrated. And I'm talking straight white piss. Two, the catabolic switch is governed by hydration status. So the moment the cells, and it's not just muscle cells, it's also liver and that, things like that. The moment the cell senses that the hydration status is actually low, all the catabolic genes turn on, right? Third thing is fast twitch muscles. Fast twitch muscles, and studies have shown this, have the highest water transport channels. In layman terms, fast twitch muscles are also sensitive to hydration, right? There's a reason why they have all these transport channels. They need water. And lastly, amino acid absorption. Guys, you cannot, yes, you're eating your protein. You're getting your whey protein. You're getting your chicken, your soybeans, whatever. You cannot process that without water. Your body's not going to be able to digest that and turn that into protein without water. And that's coming up soon. Next, strength and performance. Here are all the things that are caused by just mild dehydration. Keep in mind, I said mild dehydration. I'm not talking about, oh, I haven't drank water in 2 days. No, just being 1 or 2% dehydrated causes these things. And again, the studies are going to be in the description. You can look them up if you don't believe me. One, you're going to lower your bench press. Right? Studies have been done on bench press, squats, deadlifts, you name it. When you're mildly dehydrated, your strength goes up. Your one-run max goes down. Right? Lowers your power output, lowers your energy, lowers your electrolytes, lowers your pain threshold. And again, lowers your pain threshold, meaning obviously if you can do, let's say 10, maybe 12 reps, you're going to stop short of that if you're dehydrated, simply because the pain is just going to be too much, right? It lowers your lactic acid threshold, which is, again, the same thing as your pain threshold in a way, meaning things are going to just, your set is going to start burning way too soon, right? And that's going to cause a lot of you fuckheads to actually stop the set instead of keep going. And it also lowers your fatigue threshold. So if you're mildly dehydrated, you're going to get tired and burnt out really quickly from your workout. And you're going to think, oh, I'm overtraining. No, you're dehydrated, motherfucker. And the result, keep in mind, low force output means low muscle fiber recruitment. And if you watch my videos, you already know by now, if you're not fully recruiting your muscle fibers, you're not going to grow, period. Right? And that's going to lead to ineffective volume. Meaning you're going to say, hey, I had a good workout today. When really you didn't, because you didn't recruit all your muscle fibers. Next, the pump. I have a whole video coming up on the pump because it's another thing that's very underrated, in bodybuilding circles. Huge correlation with gains, right? Studies have shown this over and over again, right? That means up to 30% of the gains you actually make from training, and I'm talking about muscle gains, right, are related to the pump you actually get from the workout. And again, I have a whole video on this coming up, so stay tuned. I'm not going to go into details too much. So no water intake, no pump. You guys already know what I'm talking about. Try going to the gym and getting a pump when you're dehydrated. It's almost impossible, right? The next thing is lactic acid, guys. Lactic acid is an osmolyte, meaning it pulls water into the muscles. right? Again, if there's no water to pull into the muscles, what's the point? And again, believe it or not, the burn, lactic acid, right, and all these things is highly correlated with hypertrophy, believe it or not, right? And again, fast twitch muscles, I mentioned that earlier, and pretty much cell hydration means anabolic switch is turned on, right? So the pump is and does play a huge role in muscle hypertrophy, and you're not getting a pump without, being fully hydrated. Your hormones, again, testosterone, and that's another thing that a lot of people didn't know. People just think testosterone is affected by just diet and calories and all that. No, testosterone is also affected by your hydration status. Remember, guys, your whole body is pretty much water, right? And again, the androgen receptor, and I think I have a video on this coming up as well. The androgen receptor is the #1 predictor of gains, right? That's before you even lift the weight. It is the #1 predictor of gains. Your androgen receptor density pretty much tells you before you even pick up a weight how much muscle you're going to be able to put on from training, which is another reason why nucleus works so well, is because the more nuclei in the muscle, the more androgen receptor. But that's a whole different video, right? 2, it is upregulated by your post-workout testosterone. So a lot of people used to say, oh, the testosterone spike you get from training, it doesn't mean much. Wrong. We find out that, yes, it does upregulate your androgen receptor. So the spike in testosterone you get from your workout, that's not going to lead to immediate growth right away. But what it does do is it primes your muscles and it makes them more sensitive to future stimulus. But I'll go into more details in a video on the topic. And again, being dehydrated blunts that response. Growth hormone, right? Dehydration affects your growth hormone, lowers your IGF-1, mechanical growth factor production, lowers your cellular cell activation, increases myostatin, and obviously lowers your androgen receptor activity. In short, water intake has a big, big effect on your growth hormone production. Cortisol, oh boy, there goes that fucker again. High myostatin, low testosterone, low glycogen synthesis, so that means it's going to be hard for you to replenish glycogen from carbs after training. You're going to be insulin insensitive as fuck. And obviously your thyroid, which is your T3, is going to be affected by being dehydrated, right? Next, recovery. Low blood flow to muscles. That's common fucking sense. If you're not fully hydrated, how can you expect to have good blood flow? On top of the glycogen replenishment, right? And like I mentioned earlier, the stress and catabolic hormones are way higher when you're mildly dehydrated. Keep in mind, all of this is just mild dehydration, just 1 or 2%, right? And again, you're gonna have low energy, chronic fatigue. Not to mention all the toxins that your body gets rid of every day. It needs water to get rid of those, right? Liver detox needs water. Your kidney needs water. Again, all of the things that remove waste from the body need water. And that's going to affect your recovery. Injuries, snapping your shit up, right? Everyone knows this. Water helps lubricate your joints. You don't drink enough water, you're going to have stiff-ass joints and you're going to snap your shit up eventually. Not to mention the fatigue that I mentioned earlier, that's going to affect your performance. And obviously you're going to have poor coordination. Next, fat loss. This is the funny study. It actually showed that fat people, there's a huge correlation between dehydration and fat people. So pretty much if you take a group of obese people and a group of normal motherfuckers, the obese group is almost always dehydrated. And I just think it's a fucking hilarious thing. But in short, water does affect your ability to burn fat. There's many ways it does that. One is obviously through your appetite, right? Studies have shown that just drinking 16 ounces of water before a meal makes you eat less, which obviously is going to, result in faster fat loss. In the study in question, the group that drank water before every meal had 44%. Guys, that's almost 50% more weight loss than the other group. That is massive. And that's just from drinking that water, because obviously it lowers your appetite. Next, like I mentioned earlier, insulin sensitivity. So your body can process and metabolize glucose and sugars better when you're hydrated. When you're not, but guess what? Insulin resistance goes up, and now you end up with shit like type 2 diabetes. Not to mention, it's going to be very hard for you to put on muscle if your insulin is not working properly. Lastly, your metabolism. Guys, drinking water affects your metabolism. One, it affects your thyroid, obviously, right? You guys know thyroid T3, one of the main regulators of your metabolism, along with leptin. But also, several studies have actually shown this, that drinking cold water boosts your metabolism. Now, of course, it's short-lived. It's only like 30 minutes to an hour. But it's significant, right? 20 to 40% increase in your metabolism to obviously bring the water temperature back down. That's significant if you obviously keep drinking a lot of water every day, every week, on and so forth. Next, digestion. Guys, and I made a video about digestion. Just look it up. Hydrochloric acid, which is what allows you to digest food, mainly digest protein, right? It's 99% water. So if you're dehydrated, your stomach acid is going to be weak, meaning you're barely going to digest the protein that you're eating. And you're going to end up with a bunch of protein farts, constipation, all that bullshit, right? So remember, low protein digestion means low amino acids to the muscles. Low amino acids to the muscles, you guys know what that's going to lead to, right? Low protein synthesis. Physique. That full look that you see bodybuilders have. Guys, that's water, right? Remember, the reason why they carb up, right, during peak week, it's not because of the carbs, it's because of the water. Remember the 3-to-1 ratio rule, right? Every gram of carb, stored as glycogen, of course, pulls 3 grams of water. So the reason why bodybuilders carb up before the show is to pull as much water in the muscle as possible, right? So that full look you see, that's water. You don't believe it, guys? Just look at steak, right? Grab steak, which is really muscle from the supermarket, and cook that shit. What happens? Most of the water evaporates and the shit shrinks, right? Muscle is mainly water, right? And that's also why, do you think it's a coincidence that all the supplements people take to look big, you know, when they want to do the Instagram photo shoots and all that shit, all the supplements they take to look big, look at the mechanism of action. All they do is draw water into the cell. Creatine pulls water into the cell. Taurine pulls water into the cell. Glutamine pulls water into the cell. Potassium pulls water into the cell. Glycerol pulls water into the fucking cell. You see where this is going, guys? It's all about water. So conclusion, guys, water is everything. Dehydration is not cute, guys. And a lot of people think, again, a lot of people think it's optional. Oh, I didn't drink my gallon of water today, but it's fine. Let me go play Fortnite. What? If you're serious about your gains, drink your water, guys. My clients will tell you, I don't play. Like when it's report time on Sunday, I'm like, how was your water intake, right? Sleep and water are the first two things that I ask. Because if your water intake is trash, there's no point in even trying to fix anything else, right? So water is everything. Number 2, do the hydration check, right? So obviously people say, well, how do I know I drink enough water, right? Your piss, right? Your piss should be clear, right? And obviously your lips shouldn't be dry, right? You dry lip motherfuckers, right? If your lips are dry as shit, chances are you dehydrated, right? And like I said, drink at least a gallon. Again, when I say at least, it means minimum. People hear at least and just think, okay, that's my goal. No, at least means minimum, right? At least a gallon of water a day. If you're training hard, high volume, high frequency, nucleus overload, all that bullshit, full body workout, try to bump it up to 2 gallons, right? Yes, you get some water from food, but it's only about 20%. But anyway, hope this video helps, guys. Do this now. Like the goddamn video. Subscribe to my shit. Hit the bell, because YouTube stopped notifying motherfuckers. Email me for one-on-one coaching, HSP training programs, and meal plans. I'm out of here, guys.